Welcome back to my Colorado mountain garden. And today is March 10th, and it's a chilly one. Our high today so far has only been 21. It's going to warm up. At least that's what they're telling us. We may even get into the 70s in Denver next week. I picked today to go ahead and start up potting my basil. And part of that is because the little cells that they're in are drying out really quickly now. And I am not breaking mine apart at this time. You can if you want to, but I would rather let them grow and get bigger. They'll expand out. I'm not worried about that. Um, and then I can break them apart once they're bigger and their stems are stronger and things like that, and split them up, make more basil, or fill however many pots. My basil will go into eventually a pot that's about 2.5 gallons, but it's got a wider top. It kind of angles down a little bit at the bottom, but it's a wider pot. So I will probably be putting 2 to possibly 3 of these cups in that pot, depending on how much these expand and everything like that. I like to have my basil kind of bushy, and the reason for that is if the wind comes up here, because these go into my hoop house, and the lower part of my hoop house I open up once it's warm enough, so the wind does blow through. Now, the one right here in front is already up potted, and so besides needing something to put it in, and again, I use the solo cups. I like them because they're a little bit deeper, so the roots can grow down deeper. And the basil that I'm up potting right now is my Emily basil, which is from the Genovese family. And when I planted them, I used the little Jiffy peat pots. These are made out of peat moss, and you rehydrate them, and they go. Now, Jiffy says you can leave this coating on the outside, but I don't. So what I've done with these is I've used some scissors, and I've split 2 sides so that I can peel it back gently, because there could be roots coming down the sides. Not all of them will have roots coming down the sides, but I know some of them will. The one that I up potted first did have it. The other thing I'm using today, and it's just because I had it, is my garden dibbler. If you watched any of my garden videos on my garlic, when I planted it, I used the dibbler. It works great. It works great for any type of bulb or anything like that, or just making a hole. But with this, it wasn't quite wide enough, so when I put it in, I had to wiggle it around. And because this long area here is skinny, it poked a hole, so I had to go back and re-put some soil in there, because you don't want to have any air pockets. So I did drop that down, and it only takes a few seconds, but you can see my basil will now fit in here. Now I'm going to have to pack the soil around this, and I may have to add a little bit more, but again, your plants, this will not, it will eventually decay. But when I've pulled up some of my plants, like my peppers, when I used to leave it on, when I was using a lot of these peat pots, I'm not using as many because they've gone up in price, and so that's why I'm just reusing that. Now you can see that little root right there. My other one had a whole bunch, and I've got some roots on the bottom here. So all I do is drop it right in, and then I'm just going to pack around it so that it's firm. You want to do it at the same level as the soil. So I did put some extra water into my soil because it was getting kind of dried out, because I sterilized it about a week and a half ago, so it was getting kind of dry. So I'll fill in here a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak these, and then they're going to go under the grow lights. And then we'll come back in a few weeks so you can see what they look like. But this is the Emily basil, and it's from the Genovese family. I also am growing lemon basil and Greek basil. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and happy gardening.